The gang is back together. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn reuniting on SmackDown, and this all but confirms that they will challenge the Usos for the Undisputed Championships at WrestleMania 39. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling, here to review SmackDown, and this, I believe, is the second last SmackDown, the penultimate SmackDown before WrestleMania. Even though there's two more shows technically to go, I'm pretty sure the last show, they basically just look back at previous weeks and they look back at the year and they look at the build-up. So this might be the second last SmackDown before we get to the grandest stage of them all. And it was pretty big. The ending tonight, I'm not going to lie, it felt huge. The crowd were going crazy. We got to see Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens finally reuniting. We knew it was going to happen. That's kind of a slight problem with it. I mean, it was predictable, but at the same time, I felt like it was pretty good. You know, the build-up as well. I'll give them credit. The fans popped huge, and yeah, we get to see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn reuniting against the Usos, against the Bloodline, and like I said, surely now we will see them face off for the tag team titles at WrestleMania. And that's kind of what we kicked off the show with. So Cody Rhodes came out, he took the mic, and this felt a bit cheap to me, honestly. I mean, Cody Rhodes is in the biggest match of his career. You know, undoubtedly the biggest match of his career in 2 weeks' time. He's taking on Roman Reigns, main event, night 2, and it's like he's coming out here and he's trying to mend a friendship between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Like, I mean, no disrespect, but doesn't Cody Rhodes have more important things to be worrying about than two Canadians that are no longer friends? I mean, it just seems a little bit cheap to me, but of course, I guess Roman Reigns isn't here, so Cody Rhodes can't really feud with Roman Reigns, so he has to do something else, and I think it's embarrassing, Roman Reigns in his part-time schedule. I mean, this guy isn't even any good. If it's The Rock or John Cena, you can almost understand them having a part-time schedule, but Roman fucking Reigns, I mean, it's WrestleMania season. What is Roman Reigns' excuse not for being here? But anyway, Cody calls out Kevin Owens, calls out Sami Zayn. Cody wants them to make up. He's like, it's not just about you two, it's about the fans. We're in the service industry. Cody's trying to make out as if, oh, you need to be friends for the sake of the fans. I mean, what is it with kissing the fans' ass these days? Honestly, I never remember that back in the day. It's like, yeah, sometimes the wrestlers would get the fans involved, but like, Austin was like kicking ass and drinking beers for himself, you know? I mean, like, The Rock was the people's champ, but The Rock did things for him, you know? He wanted to be a champion. He didn't become a champ for the people. I mean, DX might have got the crowd involved, but they did what they wanted to do because they were degenerates. They didn't cause mayhem because they wanted to, you know, please the fans. I don't get this current era that we're living in, and it's like everything has to be for the fans. Oh, we live for the fans. We do this for the fans. Is Cody, like, let's be real, is Cody Rhodes going to WrestleMania to win for the fans, or is he doing it for himself? Is he doing it for his father? I mean, of course that's the answer. Forget about the fans. I actually didn't like this segment with Cody. I thought it was cringe, and again, it's just sad to see Cody Rhodes having to do this because Roman Reigns isn't there. But Sami basically says to Kevin Owens, look, what do we have to do here? We've done some really bad stuff to each other over the years. I've told you everything. I've told you what's on my mind. Now you need to tell me what's on yours. And Kevin Owens says basically nothing. He says, I've got nothing to say. And he walks off. So there you go. Cody Rhodes tried to get these two to be friends again, but nah. Owens wasn't interested. Then we get Dominik, Mysterio and Rhea Ripley. They take on the team of, who is it? Queen Selina and Santos Escobar. Just a throwaway match, really. I think we all know that there's no way the team of Rhea Ripley is losing this match so close to WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley hits the Riptide on Selena Vega, and she gets the 1, 2, 3. Honestly, man, it boggles my mind that there's people out there that would say that Rhea Ripley is like 100 times hotter than Selena. I just don't get that. I mean, you look at Selena, nice, petite, attractive, feminine. You look at Rhea Ripley, you know, big, butch, masculine. It's like, how the fuck can you prefer Rhea Ripley over Selena? But, I mean, whatever. The match itself was just a throwaway match. It was alright. I don't think Legado del Fantasma should be faces, but I guess, I mean, that's what annoys me. People talk about Triple H all the time, saying how good he is. Trips has done that. Trips has done this, and it's like a lot of everyone he's brought back has literally been shit. And if you look at a lot of the call-ups from NXT, they've been underwhelming since Legado del Fantasma came up. You know, they were really good in NXT. They came up to SmackDown, and they've been nothing short of garbage. So yeah, even though people always want to praise Triple H for stuff, but they'll never criticize him for anything, which is annoying. But whatever. Dominik and Rhea get the win. Then Mysterio comes out, Rey Mysterio, should I say. Rey gets in the ring. He asks Rhea if he can have a word with his son. And then Rey and Dominik begin to hash things out. Dominik is still wanting a fight with Rey, but Rey's like, I'm not doing it. Rey then speaks about how he's got the WrestleMania Hall of Fame coming up. Rey starts crying and he's like, you know, son, I know I haven't been a great dad. I know things haven't been great between us, but I'd love you to be there. Dominik's like, no. Dominik's like, you know, you're not my father, all this stuff. And then Rey's like, you know, if a punk like you spoke to me like this, treated me the way you are with the disrespect, I'd whoop your ass. So Rey threatens to whoop the ass of Dominik Mysterio, but unfortunately Rey reminds us that he can't because they're blood. God damn it, he can't because that's his son and he won't fight him. Can't we get a DNA test? Let's just pretend Eddie Guerrero is Dominik's father so Rey can whoop his ass at WrestleMania 39. That's what I'd like to see. I think the match will happen. I don't know what they'll do. Maybe Dominik will do something at the Hall of Fame and that'll push Rey over the edge. But I am looking forward to that match. The build-up has been really good. We then move on to Drew McIntyre. He's warming up backstage. Then we see Sheamus and Ridge Holland warming up backstage. Wade Barrett tells us that there's going to be 2 showcase matches at WrestleMania 39. They are fatal 4-way tag team matches. One for the men, one for the women, aka jobber matches, just to get as much people on the show as they can. And speaking of jobbers, let's talk about Liv Morgan. Look, Liv Morgan is a jobber. People will say, oh, Liv Morgan's great, I love Liv Morgan, crazy Liv. No, the fact is, she went into WrestleMania last year with a tag team partner that looks like a man. This year, she's going into WrestleMania with a tag team partner that looks like a man. She has not progressed. She's went absolutely nowhere. And within that period, you know, within both WrestleManias, she actually got pushed. She actually won the SmackDown Women's Championship, but you wouldn't think that. Because she's went from tag team with Big Butch Chick to tag team with Big Butch Chick. I mean, it's insane. It's crazy to believe that she was actually the champion and facing Ronda and beating Ronda Rousey twice. How the hell did that happen? Honestly, it's crazy how WWE have like pushed Liv Morgan and they've like literally put the rocket ship to her back, and then within the space of like 6 months, she is back to where she was last year in a tag team division, going nowhere. It's insane. Anyway, this match went nowhere. It was Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez versus Emma and Tegan Nox. I spoke about Triple H and his return's not doing well. Jesus Christ, is there any 2 that are worse than Emma and Tegan Nox? What a waste of fucking time it was bringing them back, and what a waste of time this match was, because you just knew, 100% there was no way Emma and Tegan Nox were winning this, and I don't blame them. Come on, let's be real, they shouldn't win. Liv Morgan, as much of a jobber as she is again, she's still way better than those 2. And Raquel Rodriguez has actually been getting a push for the solid last year. So, again, easy winners here, but I just don't get it. You know, last year, Liv Morgan went into WrestleMania with Rhea Ripley as her tag team partner. Then she had that big run, big push, became the champion, you know, went toe-to-toe with Ronda Rousey, and now she's back in a tag team. It's like, WWE, especially with the women's division, they seem incapable of keeping people at like a high level. It's almost like as soon as you lose the belt, as soon as you drop out of the title contention, you're just back to being like mid-card. You know, they can't keep anyone at a main event level. It's like, over the years, you know, that you've had main eventers like Austin, Triple H, whatever. Undertaker, right? Undertaker could go years without being in the title picture. He could go years without getting a title reign, and he'd still be the Undertaker. He'd still be a main eventer. But nowadays, it's like, you know, unless they're in the title picture, they just feel like bums, and that's the truth. They really, really do. After that, what did we have after that? Oh, right, so we get Rhea Ripley, and she calls out Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair comes out, Rhea Ripley and Charlotte, they go face to face, they're arguing, and then they start brawling. Charlotte Flair is flying through the fucking air like a plastic yellow submarine. It just didn't make any sense. What the hell were they arguing over? What led to this? They're probably arguing over who looks the most masculine, who looks like a bigger dude, who's got the bigger cock. I reckon that's what they were arguing over, and probably, I would say Charlotte and Rhea Ripley both have bigger dicks than Dominik. But anyway, they're fighting, they're brawling, there's a shitload of referees, a shitload of, like, backstage trainers to pull two women apart. Now, look, I know these people look like fucking dudes, Rhea Ripley and Charlotte, you know, they look like big masculine men, but at the end of the day, they're women. Why the hell do we need the whole roster to pull them apart? Do you remember when Brock and Taker needed the whole roster? It was justified, and it made it feel fucking huge. It's like ever since then, they've done this spot time and time again, and it just loses its appeal after a while. So yeah, it sucked. But after that, we move on. And by the way, no one cares about Charlotte, Rhea Ripley. Look at the two women's matches going in to WrestleMania. They're goddamn garbage. And unfortunately, one of them is going to main event night one. It's going to be the Charlotte, Rhea Ripley match. But if for some reason that one doesn't, it's going to be Asuka, Bianca Belair. And none of them deserve to main event WrestleMania. You want to talk about like gender and stuff, and what about the equality for the women? What's equality? Why should men have to miss out on a main event because of their gender? And that's what's happening here. We've got at least 3 or 4 matches on this show that should main event night one over Charlotte versus Rhea. You've got the tag team match with the Usos and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. 100% the Bloodline storyline has dominated WWE for the past 2 years. That 100% should main event night one. If not that, what about Dominik and Rhea? What a build-up that's been getting. If not that, what about Seth Rollins and Logan Paul? You got Seth Rollins, a main eventer, Logan Paul, a global superstar. If not that, what about the 16-time world champion John Cena? But no, they're going to go with Charlotte and fucking Rhea Ripley because, oh, look at them. They've got tits and we need to push fucking feminism. Bullshit, man. Absolute bullshit. But let's move on. After that, we got LA Knight, and he's confronting Xavier Woods. He says Xavier Woods is beating LA Knight up in a video game. LA Knight's not happy about this. LA Knight claims that you couldn't beat me up in real life, so they have a match, and Xavier Woods beats LA Knight. Why is Xavier Woods a guy that is going nowhere, the weak link of a crap stable, a gay stable at that? Why is this guy beating LA Knight, someone who actually could be a star in the wrestling business? But no, Xavier Woods wins. And then LA Knight goes backstage, he confronts Rey, says, I see you're signing autographs, why don't you let me beat up your little son instead? He refers to himself as LA Mysterio, and he'll pretend to be a deadbeat dad so he can beat up Dominik Mysterio. And then Rey punches him and says something in Spanish and walks off. And LA Knight, not only did he lose to Xavier Woods, but he got knocked out by a guy half his size. And I love Rey Mysterio, but I mean, why is Rey Mysterio decking LA Knight with one punch? That's never been Rey Mysterio's strong point. You know, Rey Mysterio's always been a guy that's had to fight from down under. You know, he's always had to use his speed to his advantage. When has Rey Mysterio ever been like a one-punch knockout artist? All of a sudden, he was that tonight. So, I mean, I don't get it. Why are they doing this to LA Knight? I don't know. If someone can explain to me, I'd appreciate it. Then we get the WWE Intercontinental title #1 contenders match between Sheamus and Drew McIntyre, and this was the most predictable shit ever. I said this would happen. I knew this would happen 2 weeks ago. They announced that fatal 5-way match, and I said these two guys would get the pin at the same time. It happened. Then I said that these two guys would face one-on-one, or either just be announced into a triple threat match, and the match would happen, and that's what happened tonight. One-on-one, no DQ, no winner, and then Adam Pearce comes on. Honestly, Adam Pearce looks fucking depressed. He looks like your average, guy in a midlife crisis with a family that he doesn't like, minimum wage job that he fucking hates, and he knows that his life's over. He knows his life is officially done. That's what Adam Pearce looks like, and he makes it a 3-way match for Mania. People are bragging about this match. People are loving this match. Oh, Gunther's historic reign, and I think this match ain't going to be that good, I'll be honest. Sheamus, Drew, Gunther. There's not much character there between them. You know, it's big men that hit hard, and it's better than watching Ricochet or something like that. Totally, 100%. But at the end of the day, there's just not much to any of these three guys. And you know what, Drew McIntyre, I think the guy's actually got worse the longer his careers went. I think the best Drew McIntyre ever was is when he was known as the Chosen One. When Vince McMahon gave Drew is backing, that's when Drew felt big. Now he just, oh, I'm the sexy Scotsman, the sinister Scotsman. You know, it's just a big jacked up guy coming out with no character, no personality, you know, waving a pretend sword, or maybe it's real, I don't know. Fucking hell. I wish it was real, because I'd take it, I'd fucking, you know, end my life so I don't have to watch this crap. Anyway, yeah, triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. Then we get Sami Zayn. He calls out Jey Uso. Sami Zayn wants to know why Jey did what he did. Jey's like, you know, from day one, I never liked you. You're right, and he says, everyone else liked you, but I never trusted you, I never liked you, I never wanted you in the bloodline. Jey calls Sami a fake ass oos. You're a fake ass Uso. Sami Zayn says he knows why Jey is so upset. Sami says that Jey did have a choice just like him, but he says Jey is upset that Sami was the one that confronted Roman. Sami was the one that hit Roman in the back with a chair, and not Jey Uso. And that's what Jey is so annoyed about. And maybe it is, because remember at the start, Jey Uso did confront Roman Reigns, but then he just fell in line, the bloodline. So yeah, then Jey cracks Sami Zayn with a punch. Sami Zayn fights back. Jimmy Uso comes out. It's 2-on-1. It's an Uso beatdown. But what's this? Kevin Owens music plays. Crowd go crazy. He doesn't come out. And then he comes out from behind. He comes in from the ring from behind, sneak attacks Usos. Crowd are going mental. Sami and Kevin clear the ring of the Usos. And then they embrace. They reunite while the Usos watch on. And like I said, this pretty much sets up a tag team title match at WrestleMania. This match should 100% main event night one, in my opinion. This is criminal if this doesn't main event night one. It's by far the best option. We'll see if it happens or not. But yeah, I really like the ending segment as well between Sami Zayn and Jey Uso. I think Jey Uso, I've always said this, I believe out of all the Bloodline members, I think Jey Uso is the best mic worker. And, you know, I prefer Jey Uso. Unfortunately, his career's never really going to go anywhere because, you know, he's a twin, you know, I believe he's a twin. But yeah, tag team wrestlers, unless you break away completely from your brother, I think for Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso to have, like, good solo careers, they'd probably need to be on different brands. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Who knows? Maybe once they lose the titles, maybe once the Bloodline feud or Bloodline, you know, storyline finishes, maybe they should split up the Usos, because let's be real, they've had this historic title reign for over 500 days. Like, what else are they going to do? They're just going to stay in the tag team division and try and win a number one contender match to get another title shot? It's going to feel cheap. In my opinion, I think the Usos have done everything they can as a tag team. If it was me, I would split them up. Anyway, guys, that is it for your Friday Night SmackDown review. I am going to give this one. The opening, I didn't really like 3 out of 10. It was alright, guys. I'm giving it a 3 out of 10. It wasn't great. No, what? You know what? I actually really liked the Rey Dominik promo. 3 out of 10 does seem a little bit harsh. I'll give it a 4. I'll give it a Bret Hart solid 4 out of 10, guys. I thought he was average. I thought he was mediocre. He was never more than a 4 out of 10, brother. Anyway, 4 out of 10, guys. That's it. Let me know what you thought down below. Catch you in the next one. And, of course, until then, peace!